Papatingin si Bongbong, Arriba Arriba se necesita. Uulan po ng grasya, uulan po ng grasya sa Pilipinas. Ay Arriba Arriba, ay Arriba Arriba. Solid sa North, solid sa South, solid everywhere. Hindi na tayo maghihirap sa plataforma ni Bongbong. Masagana Pilipinas, babangon na. Bong, 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 Arriba, Arriba. Bong, 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 Arriba, bong, bong. Bong, 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 bong. Paparating na si Bongbong, Arriba, Arriba ay necesita. Uulan po ng grasya, uulan po ng grasya sa Pilipinas. Ay Arriba, Arriba, ay Arriba, Arriba. Solid sa North, solid sa South, solid everywhere. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. Si Bongbong lang po ang ahon ng ating bansa. We love you, Bongbong. Paparating na si Bongbong, Arriba Arriba se necesita. Uulan po ng grasya, uulan po ng grasya sa Pilipinas. Ay Arriba Arriba, ay Arriba Arriba. Solid sa North, solid sa South, solid everywhere. Bong, 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 bong. Bong, 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 bong. Bong, 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 bong. Arriba, Arriba, bong, bong. Arriba, bong, bong.
Arriba,
Arriba,
Bong,
Arriba,
Bong, Sara.
Bong, Bong,
Arriba,
Sara.
Arriba.
Arriba,
Bong, Bong,
Arriba,
Sara.
Bong, Bong,
Arriba,
Sara.
Arriba.
Arriba,
Bong,
Arriba,
Bong, Sara.
Bong, Bong, Sara.
Arriba, Arriba.
To all you people
Bong,
out
Bong,
there
Sara.
in the Zoom meeting,
Arriba, Arriba.
you can do it.
Bong,
Come
Bong,
on.
Sara.
You join us.
Arriba,
Arriba, Arriba,
Bong, Bong,
Bong,
Sara.
Bong, Sara.
Arriba,
Arriba, Arriba,
Bong,
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 Sara.
Sara.
Arriba,
Arriba, Arriba,
Bong, Bong,
Bong, Bong,
Sara.
Sara. Come on,
Arriba,
you can do
Arriba.
it. Come on.
Bong, Bong,
Arriba,
Sara.
Arriba,
Arriba,
Bong,
Arriba.
Bong, Sara.
Bong, Bong,
Arriba,
Sara.
Arriba,
Arriba,
Bong,
Arriba.
Bong, Sara.
Bong, Bong,
Come on.
Sara.
Arriba,
Arriba,
Arriba, Bong,
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 Sara.
Sara.
Come on, sabay
Arriba,
kayo sa
Arriba.
akin. To all you
Bong,
people out
Bong,
there,
Sara.
sabay kayo.
Arriba,
You can
Arriba.
do it.
Bong, Bong,
Arriba,
Sara.
Arriba,
Arriba,
Bong,
Arriba.
Bong, Sara.
Bong,
Arriba,
Arriba,
Bong,
Arriba.
Bong, Sara.
Bong, Bong,
Arriba,
Sara.
Arriba,
Arriba,
Bong,
Arriba.
Bong, Sara.
Bong, Bong,
Arriba,
Sara.
Arriba,
Arriba,
Bong,
Arriba.
Bong, Sara.
Bong, Sara. Bong, Bong, Sara.
Okay? Arriba, Arriba, Bong, Bong, Sara. Arriba. Si Dr. Brian ang aming chairman, Senyorita Laila, presidente naman. Regions 1 to 17, mga leaders namin, local at international din. Let's Arriba, Arriba na, Bongbong Sara ang pag-asa. Tayo ay magkaisa, Pilipinas ay unlad na. Kami ang mga Kbl Arriba, Bongbong at Sara, ating pag-asa. Saan ka man pagpunta, silang ipoboto nila. Okay, ganda ng umaga. Let's Arriba, Arriba na, Bongbong Sara ang pag-asa. Tayo ay magkaisa, Pilipinas, unlad na. Si Dr. si Brian ang aming chairman, Senyorita Laila, presidente naman. Regions 1 to 17, mga leaders namin, local at international din. Kami ang mga Kbl Arriba, Bongbong at Sara, ating pag-asa. Saan ka man magpunta, silang iboboto nila. Okay, ganda ng umaga. Okay, ganda ng umaga.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to introduce myself. I'm the moderator of this special event. I'm also the president of Kbl Arriba Bbm Sara Movers. Well, you may just call me Señorita Laila Aleja Flores, muy guapita y simpática. Well, kidding aside, I'm a BS chemistry major and a Bachelor of Laws graduate from the University of Santo Tomas en la Facultad de Derecho de la Universidad de Santo Tomas, batch 85. Well, I have nothing more to say about myself because of time constraint. We have to start the program outright. We'll start the program with an opening Christian song, followed by an opening prayer from my sister, Dr. Lani Isidro, who is a pastor from Jesus Amazing Grace Church, and another opening prayer from our Muslim brother, Dr. Dimasoa Dimaporo. And then this will be followed by the singing of the Philippine national anthem, Lupang Hinirang.
Let's bow our heads and place ourselves in the presence of the Lord. Heavenly Father, Creator of the world, we worship you. We magnify your holy name. We acknowledge that you are the source of everything, our hope and our strength. As we start this ceremony, the grand mass oath taking, help us to remember what a difference we make when we make time with you our priority. Today, we recall your faithfulness. Thank you that you walk with us every day. We come to this day asking for your blessing and help. We ask for your guidance, wisdom, and support. With spirit of joy and enthusiasm, we realize that without your blessings, we would not be able to succeed all the plans we have in this activity. Continue to remind us that politics is not our salvation, that all we accomplish is for your greater glory alone. Watch over this nation, O God. Guide us in truth and love. Forgive us all our mistakes and selfish tendencies. We ask for minds and hearts that are open to the voice of leaders that will bring us closer to your kingdom. We pray to inspire all the members and officers by your presence this day and cover us all with your precious blood. In Jesus' mighty name, amen.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الرحمن الرحيم. مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. In the name of Allah, God, the most beneficent, the most merciful. All the praises and thanks be to Allah, the Lord of the mankind and all that exists, the most beneficent, the most merciful, the only owner and the only ruling judge of the day of recompense, the day of resurrection. Guide us to the straight way, the way of those on whom you have bestowed your grace, not the way, nor of those whom you earned your anger, nor of those who went astray. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Qul huwallahu ahad, Allahus samad, lam yalid wa lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. Say, He is Allah, the one.
This is Team Smart, powered by Unlimited.
Whom all creatures need. He neither eats nor drinks. He begets not, nor was he begotten. And there is none co-equal or comparable unto him. Amen.
I want to thank my sister, Dr. Lani Isidro, and Dr. Dimasoa Dimaporo for the opening prayer.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng
Sige daw. Ay, mukuan, dili.
Paparating na si Bongbong, paparating na rin si Sara, ay nasasita. Uulan po ng grasya, uulan po ng grasya sa Pilipinas. Ay Arriba Arriba, ay Arriba Arriba, solid sa North, solid sa South, solid everywhere. Hindi na tayo maghihirap sa plataforma nila, masagana. Pilipinas, pabangon na. Bongbong Sara, Bongbong Sara, Bongbong Sara, Bongbong. Paparating na si Bongbong, paparating na rin si Sara, ay nasesita. Uulan po ng grasya, uulan po ng grasya sa Pilipinas. Ay Arriba Arriba, ay Arriba Arriba, solid sa North, solid sa South, solid everywhere. Si Bongbong at Sara lang po ang makakaahon ng ating bansa. We love you, Bongbong and Sara. Paparating na si Bongbong, paparating na rin si Sara, ay nasesita. Uulan po ng grasya, uulan po ng grasya sa Pilipinas. Ay Arriba Arriba, ay Arriba Arriba, solid sa North, solid sa South, solid everywhere. Bongbong Sara, Bongbong Sara, Bongbong Sara, Bongbong. Bongbong Sara, Bongbong Sara, Bongbong Sara.
Hello, back to you guys. Your president is back for our opening remarks and welcome address. Well, we have with us the Kbl Arriba Bbm Sara Movers Chairman, a Doctor of Business Administration, and a Doctor of Management, major in Human Resources. He's also a graduate of Bachelor of Theology Foundation course. By his wise and vigorous cultivation of his faculties, and he's also a very spiritual man. Wow, ang galing. Well, without further ado, Let's please welcome Dr. Roldan Sebrian, muy guapito y simpático. Let's give him a big round of applause.
Thank you very much, Madam Laila Aliha Flores, for the very excellent introduction. To Honorable Efren Rafanan, National President, Kilusang Bagong Lipunan, Colonel Rodrigo Bonifacio, Founding Chairman, People's Volunteer Against Illegal Drugs, Mrs. Lucilita Dizon, Head, Maharlika Nation, Honorable Linda Ecleo, PBMA, Ambassador of Goodwill, Founding Mother of the Association, Honorable Gwendolyn Ecleo, Horse, Provincial Board Member of Dinagat Province, Honorable Geraldine Jade B. Ecleo, Supreme Leader of PBMA, Mr. Silito Katandihan, PBMA First 13 Member, Vice President, Kbl Arriba Bbm Sara Movers, Second Lieutenant Abraham Ecleo, President, Knights of Rizal Agricultural Endeavor Foundation, Vice President, Caraga Region, Kbl Arriba Bbm Sara Movers, Rinaldo Lisondra, First Vice President, Crefi, Assistant Vice President, Kbl Arriba Bbm Sara Movers, Mr. Papa Romeo Milicio, Chairman, Philippines for Visayas Federal Movement and Maharlika Cultural Recovery, Vice President for Visayas, Kbl Arriba Bbm Sara Movers, Mr. Noel Raganas, General Secretary, PVFM, MCR, Assistant Vice President for Visayas, Kbl Arriba Bbm Sara Movers, Dr. Dimasua Dimaporo, Consultant, Vice President for BARM, Kbl Arriba Bbm Sara Movers, Dr. Rasol Panda, Consultant, Vice President, Mimaropa, Kbl Arriba Bbm Sara Movers, Mr. Mauro Arce, Candidate for Congressman, Marikina City, 2nd District, Engineer Avito Opiniano, Candidate for Governor, Province of Leyte, Attorney Kim Hilago, Candidate for Congressman, 2nd District, Zamboanga City. Officers and members of Kbl Arriba Bbm Sara Movers, friends, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I am very pleased to be here today for the opening of this grand oath-taking of all officers and members of Kbl Arriba Bbm Sara And Pvaid Movers. In my capacity as National Chairman, I take pleasure in welcoming you all who have given attention, effort, and time in this very important occasion of our organization. We believe, more than any other of this assembly, express our recognition of Bongbong and Sara as the most fitting and the most qualified presidential and vice presidential candidates, respectively, this coming May 2022 elections. We also believe that if they become president and vice president, our country will be great again. The Kbl Arriba Bbm Sara And Pvaid movers has organized and mobilized 17 regional and international organizations headed by Vice President, Assistant Vice President, Regional Chairman, Provincial Chairman, City Chairman, Municipal Chairman, and Barangay Chairman in order to plan out strategies and tactics to make BBM for President and Sara for Vice President get your winning votes for this coming elections. We want BBM, we want Sara for President. With these remarks, I declare this meeting open, welcoming and thanking all participants warmly. I wish you all fruitful and productive oath-taking and deliberations today.
Before we proceed to our oath-taking of allegiance, may I please call on Dr. Roldan Sobrayan to introduce the different officers and leaders of Kbl Arriba for them to introduce their respective members from their respective regions.
Introduce ko po sa inyo ang mga speakers. Mula sa Region 1 hanggang Region 17. Ang unang magsalita ay ang mga taga-Caraga Region. Mayroong grupo ang Caraga Region na sektoral at saka political. Sa sektoral, ang magsalita ay sina Mr. Silito Katangihan, Mr. Romeo Milicio, Mr. Rinaldo Disonra, Mr. Fernando Alvarez Jr., Mrs. Losilita Dizon. Sa political, si Engineer Alan Cibrian, Mr. Ike Plaza, Mr. Alex Lambos, Mr. Quintin Alvarez, Mr. Alberto Espinosa, at Mr. Abelardo Flores.
Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat. Binabati ko muna ang ating mga national official ng KBL na si Mr. Efren Rapanan at ng KBL Arriba ang ating national chairman si Dr. Roldan Sobrayan. Ganun din sa ating presidente ng Kbl Arriba, si Madam Laila Flores. At sa ating mahal na senador na humahabol sa pinakamataas na posisyon sa bansang Pilipinas bilang presidente sa darating na eleksyon. Ganun din sa ating Vice President na siya po ang ating mahal na mayor ng Davao City, si Mayor Sara Duterte. Bago ang lahat, ako po ay magpakilala muna sa aking sarili. Ako po ay Silito Katangihan, Tubong Liti, at kasalukuyang naninirahan ako dito sa Dao, Mabalacat, Pampanga, dito sa Region 3. Bilang PBMA member at naatasan akong mamumuno sa isang chapter dito sa Dukit, Mabalacat, Pampanga chapter bilang presidente. Sa kasalukuyan, nahirang ako bilang isang Vice President ng Kbl Arriba dito sa buong Region 3 at sa buong chapter ng PBM sa Pilipinas and abroad. At ang PBM, ang bilang ng membro na handang sumuporta bilang kandidatura ng ating mahal na Senador Bongbong Marcos at kay Mayor Sara Duterte. Humigit kumulang sa 7 milyon.
Ano ito?
Hindi lang po yan ang aming inaasahan. Dahil sisikapin namin ng PBM ng ating mahal na Presidente Bongbong Marcos sa darating ay maiupo talaga sa mataas na posisyon bilang leader sa bansang Pilipinas at ang ating Vice President Mayor Sara Duterte. Mayroong mga strategic kami na iniisip na pinaplano sa mga membro o mga misyonaryo ng PBM na amin pong hikayatin ang lahat ng mga membro o mga taong natulungan namin sa aming mga kawang gawa upang dalhin namin o dalhin nila ang pangalan ng ating mahal na si Bongbong Marcos bilang Presidente. Ganun din sa ating mahal na Mayor Sara Duterte sa pagka-Vice President. At ang PBM, hindi lamang po dito sa ating lugar sa Region 3. Ang Region 3 composed of 9 chapter po. Subalit sa buong bansang Pilipinas, mayroong chapter ng PBM higit sa 300 mother chapter. At sa international, mayroon po kaming mahigit 4 na po na chapters sa buong international. Kaya sa aming palagay, malaki na pong ambag ito upang makatulong na may luklok talaga sa pinakamataas na posisyon ang ating senador na humahabol na pagka-presidente sa buong bansang Pilipinas. At ganon din sa kay Mayor Sara Duterte sa pagka-Vice President.
You have to protect the people and defend the integrity of the Republic of the Philippines.
Magandang araw sa lahat at lalo na po sa ating susunod na Pangulo ng ating bansa, Bongbong Marcos Jr. o BBM, at sa ating Vice President, City Mayor Inday Sara Duterte. Po si Noel Reyes Surgio Raganas, ang Secretary General ng Philippines for Visayas Federal Movement. At ako po ay nagpapasalamat sa malaking oportunidad na binigay po ni Dr. Roldan Cebrian at ni Madam Leila Alejo Flores bilang isang appointed Assistant Vice President ng Visayas ng Kbl Arriba Bbm Sara Movers. Ako po'y nagpapasalamat sa binigay na pahintulot ng aming founding chairman sa Philippines for Visayas Federal Movement, Papa Romeo Milicio Sr., para magbigay ng karagdagang impormasyon ng aming organisasyon. Ang aming pong organisasyon na Philippines for Visayas Federal Movement ay matagal nang namahagi sa aming advokasya sa buong Pilipinas, lalo na po particularly dito po sa Visayas regions. Meron na po kaming mga chairmans, mga municipal, provincial leaders down to barangay level. at umabot na po kami ng almost 3 million registered members with our affiliate group din po, lalo na sa parte ng Mindanao at sa Luzon. Kami po ay susuporta sa kandidatura ni BBM at ni City Mayor Sara. Sana po ay pagpapalain po kayo ng ating may kapal. Mabuhay po kayo at marami po salamat.
Thank you very much, Madam Laila Alijo Flores, for the very
po sa lahat
excellent...
ng mga kasamahan dito sa Zoom meeting sa Kbl Arriba. So ako ho ay si Rinaldo Lisundra ng Barangay Magida, Butuan City. Kasalukuyan po Assistant Vice President ng Kbl Arriba Sara Movers dito sa Region 13. So sa aming foundation po may kabuuhang member na humigit mo lang 1.62 million. So sana ho ay sa darating na halalan ngayong Mayo, mananalo talaga ang Sara BBM tandem kasi ang foundation po namin ay solid po na BBM Sara.
Magandang araw po mga ka-BBM Sara Duterte supporters. Magandang araw din po sa ating mga kasama sa Bagong Bansang Maharlika Incorporated. Ako po ay si Fernando Alvarez Jr., Tubong Del Pilar, Cagayanao, Dinagat Island. Nakasalukuyang Board of Director ng Kbl Arriba Bbm Sara Movers. Headed by Founding Chairman Roldan S. Sebrian ng Butuan City, Caraga Region 13. Sa kasalukuyan po, ako ay isang founder ng Bagong Bansang Maharlika o BBMI na taos-pusong sumusuporta kay BBM Sara at sa mga kalyado nilang mga senador. Ang mga member po namin sa BBMI ay humigit kumulang po ng 40,000 sa ID na nagawa. Kami po lahat ay nagkakaisa upang sumuporta. Ang Bagong Bansang Maharlika ay isang sektor po na sumusuporta kay BBM. Pagkatapos po ng eleksyon, ang BBMI o Bagong Bansang Maharlika ay hihingi po kami ng tulong sa pamagitan ng mga panghanapbuhay o livelihood program ng gobyerno. Kami po hihingi kay BBM at Sara sa mga kaalyado niya upang mabuhay ng maayos ang sambayan ng Pilipino sa pamagitan ng programang pangkabuhayan o livelihood program. Lahat po kami taos-pusong nagsusuporta sa BBM tandem. At sa araw po ng halalan o eleksyon, lahat po kami mga member, kami po ang magbabantay ng mga boto ng sambayang Pilipino upang hindi na po madaya muli si BBM. Itaglaban po namin ang boto ng sambayang Pilipino. Sa kasalukuyan po, ako po, ang grupo ko po at saka ang Bagong Bansang Maharlika at saka ang Kbl ay nag-merge po. At ako po ay in-appoint ni National President Kbl Efren Rapanan bilang National Coordinator ng Kbl Sector. Ako po ay nag-anyaya sa mga hindi pa po nagpa-member sa mga kababayan ko, lalong-lalo na sa ibang bansa dahil abot kami sa ibang bansa. Nanyahan ko po kayo na magpa-member na po kayo dito sa Bagong Bansang Maharlika upang tayo magkaisa pagbantay ng boto ng ating halalan ng darating sa Mayo upang hindi na po tayo madaya. Hanggang dito na lang po, magandang araw at patubayan po tayo ng pong may kapal. God bless all.
Magandang hapon po. Ako po ay si Dr. Roldan Sebrian, kasapi ng Maharlika Nation. Ang Maharlika Nation ay nakabase sa Atoyay, Socorro, Surigao del Norte. Ako po ay may pahintulot magsalita ni Mami Locelita Dizon tungkol sa Maharlika Nation. Mayroon po kaming ipakita sa inyo ng mga larawan. Makita po ninyo sa larawan na itinaas ni dating Pangulo Ferdinand Marcos ang kamay ng dating Mayor Sotico Dizon. Kuha po ang larawan sa Malacanang noong pinapunta si dating Mayor Sotico Dizon ni dating Pangulo Ferdinand Marcos dahil zero ang boto ng kalaban ni dating Pangulo Ferdinand Marcos noong eleksyon ng 1961. Makita rin sa larawan ang mag-asawang dating Mayor Sutico Dizon at Mami Lucilita Dizon kasama si dating Presidente Erap Estrada noong dumalaw siya sa Atuyay, Socorro, Surigao del Norte. Makita rin po sa larawan ang mag-asawang dating Mayor Sutico Dizon at Mami Lucilita Dizon kasama si dating Pangulo Gloria Macapagal Arroyo nung dumalaw siya sa Central Socorro, Surigao del Norte. Mayroon pong 5 milyon ang membro ng Maharlika Nation na buboto kay Bongbong pagka-presidente at Sara pagka-vice-presidente. Taos-pusong inanyayahan si Bongbong at Sara na dumalaw sa Tuyay, Socorro, Surigao del Norte. Nakahanda na po ang 3 hilipad para sa pagdating ni Bongbong at Sara na makita sa larawan. Maraming salamat po. Mabuhay tayong lahat.
Ako si Alan Sabrian, taga Butuan City. Ako ay Provincial Chairman ng Kbl Arriba Bbm Sara Movers ng Agusan del Norte. Meron ako kaming 15,000 na supporters na taos-pusong suporta kay Bongbong Marcos pagka-presidente at Inday Sara pagka-vice-presidente. Salamat po and God bless.
Magandang araw po sa lahat. Ako po ay si Aik Plaza, appointed as a Provincial President ng Kbl Arriba Bbm Sara Movers, probinsya po ng Agusan del Sur, Caraga Region 13. We have 11,000 strong leaders and supporters ready for campaign. Ang probinsya po ng Agusan del Sur ay may 13 municipalities at isang syudad. Kami po ay taos-pusong sumusuporta kay Bongbong Marcos pagka-presidente at kay Inday Sara pagka-vice-presidente. Mabuhay ang Pilipinas. Magandang araw po sa lahat.
Good day. In behalf of BBM Sara supporters of Region 13, Caraga Region, my warmest greetings of peace, unity, and progress to all who join this virtual meeting. I am Mr. Alex C. Lambos, a retired government employee residing at Surigao City, province of Surigao del Norte. The truth must prevail. Filipino people had truly experienced life in peace, abundance, and progress during the time of President Ferdinand Marcos. It manifested by the testimonies of so many Filipinos. But then, when the Socialist Democrats and its ally, yet and cohorts led our country for 30 years, Filipinos have truly experienced a struggling life. The oligarchs and the Reds are in connivance with each other to advance always their interests. It is truly the now that we, as peace-loving Filipinos, really wanted to truly experience a real peace, unity, and progress. In behalf of thousands and thousands and thousands of BBM Sara supporters of Caraga Region 13, as Assistant Regional Chairman, it is now the right time, no other way, that we should stand fast and firm in our resolve to pursue the BBM Sara unity. We need to close our ranks and safeguard the coming victory of the Filipino people. A new Filipino nation, bagong bayan ng ating sinilangan. Mabuhay ang BBM Sara Unit Team. Mabuhay ang sambayanang Pilipinas. God bless us all. Thank you.
Magandang araw po. Ako po si Quintin Rabaya Alvarez, aka Kimpi. Ako po ay National President ng BBMI or Bagong Bansang Maharlika Incorporated. Meron na po kaming 30,000 na membro at patuloy pa rin po na lumalago po ito. Ako po ay inappoint ng Kbl or Kilusang Bagong Lipunan as National Coordinator ni Sir Efrain Rapanan. Ito lang po ang lagi kong sinasabi sa aking mga membro na huwag pagkapanti po na nakikita po natin ngayon na tayo po ay lamang. Kundi tayo po ay magsumikap pa para matambakan ang ating mga katunggali. Huwag pagkapanti dahil ang dayaan ay nasa palibot lamang. Ang mga kalaban ay patuloy pong gumagawa ng paninirang puri o lahat ng kasi ng paninira ay gagawin nila. Lagi tayo mapagmasid. Yan lang po ang lagi kong sinasabi sa aking mga miyembro. Tandaan po natin lahat. Kahangalan ang tapang na walang talino. BBM Sara lang ang katapat.
Hello po, magandang hapon. Ako po si Alberto Delicio Espinosa, tago sa Kbl Sur. Ako po ay isang provincial director o isang provincial coordinator ng Kbl Arriba Sara Movers supporter. Kami po ay mayroong supporter kay BBM na mahigit 15,000 dito sa 1st District and 2nd District of Surigao del Sur, Region 13. Salamat po, mabuhay kayo. Mabuhay si BBM at Sara. Sana tuloy-tuloy na ito ang ating pagbabago. Mabuhay kayo, Mr. BBM, Mr. President. Mabuhay kayo at salamat. Magandang hapon.
Ako si Mr. Abilado Torres, hindi na talaga bilang provincial chairman o Kilusan Bagong Lipunan, BBM Sara Arriba Bbm Province of Dinagat Island. I would like to acknowledge my co-volunteers, 20 persons provincial volunteer, and 84 persons of municipal volunteer in the province of Dinagat Island. Then 1,000 persons for barangay volunteer in the province of Dinagat Island. Total as a whole 1,104 volunteer in the whole province of Dinagat Island. And that I would like to ensure the full support of aspirant Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. as President of the Republic of the Philippines. And Sara Duterte Carpio, aspirant Vice President of the Republic of the Philippines. So I would like to ensure the 100% support of the Nagat-Non of the province Nagat Island for the unity team of BBM Sara. The strategy, I would like to strategize the volunteer to house camping of BBM Sara, BBM Sara and Senator party list under the unity team. So landslide for voters of the Nagat Island. So mabuhay.
Maraming salamat po sa lahat ng mga speakers sa Caraga Region. Patuloy natin ang mga speakers. Engineer Arnolfo Algora, Mr. Al Junio, Mr. Ruben Bagawisan, Engineer Josephine D. Jesus Rangas, Mr. Virgilio Malunzo, Mrs. Miresa Yoherio, Dr. Azol Panda, Mr. Jobert Estrella, Miss Beverly Sumagpaw, Mrs. Marites Alaba, Mr. Felix Carcellar, Mr. Hardy Gonzalez, Mrs. Teresita Bernales, Mrs. Glinda Fernandez, Mrs. Bunabae Saritpada, Dr. Dimasoa Dimaporo.
Ako po ay si Engineer Arnulfo B. Algura. Ako ay Vice President ng Kbl Arriba Bbm Sara Movers ng Cordillera Administrative Region. Ang supporters namin ay 15,000 na po. Kami ay taos-pusong sumusuporta kay Bongbong Marcos sa pagka-presidente at kay Sara Duterte sa pagka-vice president. God bless us all. Mabuhay po tayong lahat.
Isa pong mapagpala at masayang pagbati sa ating lahat. Ako po si Andre Bunyo ng Bayambang, probinsya po ng Pangasinan, ang Vice President po ng Arriba Bbm Sara Movers ng Region 1. Dito po sa ating lugar ay meron po tayo dito sumusuporta at taos-pusong nagmamahal ng Kbl Bbm at siyempre po kay Mayor Inday Sara. At amin po pinapakita ang aming taos-pusong
Ito pa ng sound niyo.
Maraming salamat po at mabuhay po tayong lahat.
Hi, ako pala si Ruben Bagawisan from Puga Island, Apari, Cagayan. Pero nakatira ako ngayon dito sa Claveria, Cagayan. Isa akong chairman dito sa Region 2. Mayroon akong supporters na more than 10,000. At salamat po at binigyan niyo ako ng posisyon na pinagkatiwalaan bilang isang chairman dito sa Region 2. So dito ako nakatira ngayon sa Claveria. Ito yung bahay ng aking mga kamag-anak dito. Marami kami rito. Yung Pagawisan compound. So dito kami nakatira sa Barangay Tagat Norte, Claveria, Cagayan. Halos 100% BBM kami rito sa sa Region 2. So ito ang bahay ng aking nanay. May edad na siyang almost 80 years old. So matanda na siya. Ito yung bahay ng aming barangay captain. Ayan, salamat po at sana magkaisa tayo na iboto ang BBM Sara tandem para sa unang Pangulo at saka pangalawang Pangulo. Maraming salamat po. God bless us all. Bye-bye.
Magandang araw po. Ako po si Engineer Josephine De Jesus Rangas, Tubong, Bulacan. At ako po ang Vice President ng Region 3 para po sa Kbl Arriba Bbm Sara Movers. Nasa 15,000 na po ang aming mga supporters. At taos-puso po kami sumusuporta kay Bongbong Marcos bilang Presidente ng Pilipinas at kay Sara Duterte bilang Vice Presidente ng Pilipinas. Dahil alam po namin sila ang magpapatuloy ng tagumpay ng ating bayan. Maraming salamat po.
Ang araw po sa ating lahat. Ako po si Virgilio Malonzo, Vice President for NCR ng Kbl Arriba Bbm Sara Movers. Ako rin po ay National Founding Chairman ng Builders of Maharlikan Nation na may 15,000 members at kasalukuyan pa pong lumalaki. Amin pong ipinahayag ang aming taus-pusong pagsuporta sa kandidatura ni Bongbong Marcos bilang Pangulo ng ating bansa at Sara Duterte bilang ikalawang Pangulo. Marami pong salamat.
Good afternoon, unit team. This is May Yoherio. I'm proud to say that I'm so thankful with Dr. Sabrian, who is the overall chairman of the Kbl Arriba Bbm Sara Movers, that he assigned me as the chairman of Calabarzon, one of the richest region in the entire Philippines, with a total electorate of 9,196,000. And with total voting centers of more than 37,000 and with the total precincts of 412,000 and more. So election is a number of games, That's why we have to know the numbers for us to be able to achieve our goal. So far, with my under my chairmanship, we were able to gather some of our members. This is about 1,547,286. That's the total number that we had. These are all listed from the voters list. We have to make it a point that they are listed so that we will not be exerting effort that is going to be wasted, okay? Because we are using the voter mapping. Voter mapping wherein we identify some of the weakest areas wherein we are using our apps easily for us to know who are these areas where it has lesser votes for Sara and BBM. So we are doing this right now, and then less effort, less time. So since we should not be complacent enough that we are on the top list under this Pulse Asia survey, so we have to do more efforts. So far, with the compositions of these millions members are coming from different organizations. Like for me, I am the founder of Eco-E-Trike. This is in response to the global warming. I created this organization. This is a non-emission, this is an electronic transportation. Which we cater services to some of the marketers, this is really for the less fortunate people, this Eco-E-Trike transportation. And not only that, we have the Golden Transport. These are the transportations. I'm one of their consultants, the transportation to the entire Cavite, wherein they are handling like the like ban transportations, of course, under the LTFRB franchise. Then part of also of my group are also some of my patients, which I used to help from way back 2 decades ago. Because as a former branch manager of Philippine Charity Sweepstakes, I just continue my advocacy to help those less fortunate sick people. And so far, using our voting mapping apps, we were able to identify some weakest areas wherein we need more attention to get more votes, okay? Because every day I always tell my people to add more. So we always list how many people that we add per day so that we know already we can check it out with the voters list that we have. And then we will submit, of course, in the end, we will submit with our, to Dr. Roldan. This is what I would like to say. If there's anybody who would like to ask my help regarding the voter mapping, everybody is open. As being one of the member of my own consulting group about politics, we are using this app. And then if you want to learn more, you can just call me, and I'm willing to help everybody. And I'm willing to go national if it's needed for me to be able to help them to secure their votes. Our goal here is to secure and protect the votes of our BBM and Sara. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to everyone, and may peace be with all of us. I am Dr. Rasul Dalit Tanda, a graduate of law from the University of Manila in 1981, a public administration doctorate degree holder. I was then also a barangay chairman in 1976 to 1980 at Barangay 41, soon 41, in Sampaloc, Manila as well. Was employed in Malacanang in 1972 and to 1983. At that time, I always saw BBM, a small boy then, always playing at the Malacanang playground. After which I transfer at the National Commission on Muslim Filipinos, NCMF, Region 10, in 1972 to 2017. I was also a professor of master's degree at Bukidnon State University, BSU, Iligan branch, in 2011 to 2012. I was been also an officer, president of various civic organizations, notably Mindanao Islamic Development Organization, Confederation of Muslim Association of the Philippines, and members of also of various cooperatives. At present, I was appointed as Kbl Arriba Bbm Sara movers in Region 4B, Mimaropa. And we have around 30 strong members and progressing. I shall extend my unconditional support for the BBM Sara tandem. I can forecast Philippines will shine more economically and politically because it will be managed by a sincere and dedicated leader. I shall conduct information and educational seminars to officers and members and will lead the group in the campaign of Kbl candidates in the said region. Thank you very much.
Buhay Pilipinas at Diyos Marhay na Aldaw Bicolandia. Ako po si Ginoong Jobert Estrella, itinalaga bilang Regional Chairman, Sectoral Group Bicol Region ng Kbl Arriba Bbm Sara Movers. Sa ilalim ng pambansang pangasiwaan ni na Dr. Roldan S. Cebran bilang Chairman at Delia Alejo Flores bilang President. At ng mga national advisors nito, Honorable Efren A. Rafanan Sr., Mr. Mayo Santa Isabel, kami mula sa hanay ng mga batayang sektor ay buong pusong sumusuporta sa lahat ng bumubuo ng Unity Team BBM for President and Sara for Vice President at lahat ng mga kaanib na mga senador. Maraming salamat po.
Magandang araw po. Ako po si Ms. Beverly Sumagpao, ang Vice President ng Kbl Arriba Bbm Sara Movers ng Region 6. Kami po ay may 15,000 na mga supporters na taos-puso pong sumusuporta kay BBM bilang Presidente at Sara Duterte pagka Vice Presidente. Maraming salamat po. Mabuhay po ang Pilipinas.
Mabuhay Pilipinas. I am Marites Alaba, appointed Vice President of Kbl Arriba Bbm Sara Movers in Region 7. As of now, we have 30,000 or more supporters na may taas-pusong tumutulong at pagsuporta sa pagkakaisa ng bawat Pilipino. Mabuhay Pilipinas. Salamat.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are the Friends of BBM for President 2022 movement in alliance with the Kbl Arriba Bbm for President Marcos and Sara for Vice President Philippines. Kawayan, Biliran Chapter, Region 8. We have our chairman and at the same time organizer, Mr. Felix C. Carcillar, and your secretary, Mrs. Erlinda T. Santolorin. We have our treasurer, Mrs. Preciosa Solayaw Baroa, and we have our PIO, Ms. Rosie Rom Tansingco. We would like to convey our wholehearted and unequivocal solid support to the BBM Sara tandem for President and Vice President respectively for the national and local elections come May 9, 2022. Further, boasted by Mr. Mayor Rodi J. Espina, Sr., full and open support to the BBM Sara unit team. local party Bando Espina. Candidates are sure winners with BBM Sara garnering the lion's share of registered voters for the municipality of Kawayan.
Magandang araw po sa lahat. Ako po si Hardy Gonzalez, ang Vice President ng Zamboanga City Region 9 ng Kbl Arriba Bbm Sara Movers. Una po sa lahat is nais ko pong magpasalamat sa ating buting chairman na si Dr. Roldan Cebrian at kay Ma'am Leila Flores, ang ating presidente. Sa ngayon po, ang Zamboanga City ay mayroong 98 barangays at mahigit 2 milyong populasyon. Meron na po tayong 166 Kbl Bbm Sara Movers na officer. Nilagyan ko na po ang kada barangay. Nilagyan ko na rin po ng 98 barangay coordinators na makakatulong sa atin sa darating na eleksyon. Sa membership naman po, meron na tayong 60,000 plus mahigit, and still counting pa rin po yung membership natin ngayon kasi medyo nahihirapan tayo kasi kahit bundok po pinupuntahan namin dito. Nasend ko na rin po yung mga pictures sa aming presidente at sa aming chairman na one-on-one po talaga natin at saka in-orient po natin ng maayos yung mga members natin dito sa Zamboanga City. Meron na rin po akong mga IT experts tsaka encoders na nag-a-assist sa atin para sa mga membership forms natin. And yun lang po. Maraming salamat din po kay Bongbong Marcos po sa ating susunod na presidente at sa susunod nating vice presidente na si Ma'am Sara Duterte. Maraming salamat po sa opportunity na binigay niyo sa amin. Maasahan niyo po ang aming buong suporta dito sa Zamboanga City. More power po and God bless you all. Sama-sama tayong babangon muli and our nation will be great again. Yun lang po. Greetings po from Zamboanga City, BBM Sara, Region 9. Maraming salamat po.
Araw sa inyo. Ako po ay si Teresita Bernales ng Cagayan de Oro City. Ako po ay chairwoman ng Kbl Arriba Bbm Sara Movers ng Region 10. Sa kasalukuyang bilang ng aming membro ay aabot sa mahigit sumubrang 200,000 voters kami sa ngayon po. Kami ay taos puso kay Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos pagka-presidente ng Pilipinas at kay Inday Sara Duterte pagka-vice presidente ng Pilipinas. Maraming salamat po.
It is my pleasure to have joined this movement, Kbl Arriba Bbm Sara Mover. I am Glenda E. Fernandez, a commerce graduate of USC. I am happy standing here on this very spot, not as another politician, but as a common senior citizen who is interested. Share a perfect communication with his 20,000 members or supporters, our good people. It is essential to empower them to change in their lives and the lives of others. I am grateful to our national chairman, Dr. Roldan Cebrian and Sir Efren Rafanan for their common effort to achieve whatever matters most to them. As Assistant Vice President, let us carry this beneficial message. All together, I say, we want a better leaders. Let us genuinely support what they wish for. BBM and Sara are the choice of the masses. Let us be honest and solid in our support to them, helping to make this nation great again. We are now in the age in which nations bind themselves together in peace and cooperation, and so to a new freedom, the values of freedom of speech and health. The country stands for election, and please remove politicians that are actually causing more harm than good. Our success is dependent upon how effective, how we honestly and genuinely get involved in the journey of PBM and Sara. Let us help achieve what they wish for. Make Philippines great again. Thank you.
Magandang araw po sa ating lahat. 10 ng ating mga kasamahang municipal coordinators dito po sa Region 12. Ako po si Monabay Lauban Saripada, Regional Coordinator ng Region 12, Kbl Arriba Bbm Sara Movers. Kasama ng Sultan Kudarat Provincial Coordinator na si Mr. Jeff Ibrahim at ang kanyang municipal coordinators. Kami po ay may 11,312 supporters sa buong region. Buong puso po ang aming suporta sa BBM Sara Movers. Makakaasa po kayo na gagawin po namin ang lahat ng aming makakaya. Maraming salamat po. Ito po ang aking mga municipal coordinators. From Calamansig, Municipality of Calamansig, Mr. Dimple Dabville. Municipality of Palimbang, Michael Abusamor. Municipality of Ninoy Aquino, Ahmad Dipatuan. Municipality of Bagumbayan, Muslimin Omar. Municipality of Takurong, Datuan Mindo. Municipality of Lampayo, Muntasir Bangan. Municipality of Esperanza, Hasan Ibrahim. Municipality of Libag, represented by Farouk Musa. Municipality of Lutayan, represented by Yabir Mama. Municipality of Colombio, represented by Keton Clark. Municipality of Isulan, represented by Wahida Ibrahim. Municipality of Quirino, represented by Abuyong Datukaka. Municipality of Coronadal, Hasan Ishaq. Municipality, General Santos City, Mantok Karim. Kidapawan City, represented by Mr. Norodin Tumagantang. Maraming salamat po. Mabuhay ang Kbl Arriba Bbm Sara Movers. Mabuhay!
Hi, I'm Dr. Dimasua Dimapuro, PhD from Lanao del Sur. I was appointed as Vice President for Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao of the Kbl Arriba Bbm Sara Movers. We have 12,000 and more supporters and voters of Bongbong Marcos as our president and Sara Duterte as our vice president. In BERMM, we fully support the unit team of BBM Sara Tandem. Mabuhay!
Maraming salamat po sa lahat ng mga speakers ng mga rehiyon.
Wow, that's really great. A million thanks to our KBL Arriba leaders and members from regions 1 to 16. And syempre sa ating mga leaders from the Caraga region, sectoral and political, maraming salamat sa inyo. Okay, the Arriba group is so happy with the past and present caravan with about 4,000 to 10,000 participants per caravan. Of course, we felt an overwhelming joy with the recent event in the Philippine Arena. About 25,000 supporters were allowed to get inside. Siyempre, pandemic na yon. At yung iba, nasa labas na lang. But take note, dyan mo makikita kung gaano kadami ang supporters at nagmamahal kay BBM at Sara. Okay, our Arriba group has been silent for a while. But Arriba's silence would be the loudest noise you would hear. Why? Believe it or not. Once more, believe it or not, because we will start and end this grand Zoom meeting with a big bang. Do you know that our KBL Arriba group can give an overwhelming 18 million solid support and vote for BBM and Sara's victory? Well, from the Caraga region alone, we have this organization, the Philippine Benevolent Missionary Association, where our chairman, Dr. Roldan S. Sebrian, is a Rosary member. We also have our KBL Arriba Vice President, Mr. Shelito Katandihan, who is the 13th member of the PBMA. Well, the PBMA has worldwide chapters that has 7 million solid BBM Sara supporters. Well, in the local, we have more than 300 chapters, and in the international, we have more than 40 chapters. Okay. From the Knights of Rizal, where Dr. Sebrian is the national advisor, we've got 1 million solid BBM Sara supporters. The Knight of Rizal Agricultural Endeavor Foundation has chapters local and international. Okay. From the Philippine for Visayas Federal Government Maharlika Cultural Recovery, where our chairman, Dr. Roldan S. Sebrian, is the spiritual advisor, we've got 3 million solid BBM Sara supporters. Okay. From the Maharlika Nation, kung saan kasapi ang ating Arriba chairman na si Dr. Roldan Sebrian, meron po tayong umaatikabong 5 million solid BBM Sara supporters. Okay, let's take a closer look on this. From the Caraga region alone, with all these reputable organizations, we will be getting a total of 16 million solid BBM Sara supporters. At siyempre naman, our very own chairman, Dr. Sebrian, belongs to the Caraga region. Kaya napakadaming supporters ni BBM. From our KBL Arriba regions 1 to 16 members, plus Pvaid party list supporters of Pvaid first nominee, Colonel Rodrigo Bonifacio, and from our KBL Arriba candidate supporters, we have about 2 million BBM Sara supporters. Again, maraming salamat sa mga ating candidates, KBL Arriba candidates, na sumusuporta kay BBM at Sara. At syempre sa ating first nominee na si Colonel Bonifacio, maraming salamat sa kanyang mga supporters din na sumusuporta kay BBM at Sara. Of course, again, we will be ending this grand Zoom meeting, as I said, with a big bang. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not. Okay, maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat.
I would like to invite Madam President to render a medley song entitled Somewhere Over the Rainbow and What a Wonderful World.
Dreams that you dream, oh met like lemon drops. High above the chimney top, that's where you'll find me. Oh, somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. Dreams that you dare to dream. Why, oh, why can't I? Well, I see trees of green and red roses too. I'll watch them bloom for me and you. And I you'll find me out somewhere over the rainbow, way up high. To dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Ooh, ooh, ooh,
Thank you, Señorita Laila, for that amazing performance. Muy guapita y simpática. Thank you, Señorita Laila, for that amazing performance. Muy guapita y simpática.
Hello, it's my pleasure to introduce to you our KBL Arriba candidates. We have number 1, Colonel Bonifacio of Pvaid Party List, number 139 sa balota. Pvaid means People's Volunteer Against Illegal Drugs. And number 2, we have Mr. Mauro Arce of Marikina City, candidate for Congressman District 2, Marikina City. And we have our candidate for Governor of Leyte, Engineer Avito Apiniano, and our candidate for Congressman District 2, Zamboanga City is Attorney Kim Elago. And of course, for Butuan City, our candidate is Mayor Norbert Pagaspas with his Vice Mayor, Doctora Dali Granada Veraque.
Wow, I'm so excited to tell you that we still have other KBL Arriba candidates. Okay, running for mayor in Tanjay City in Negros, we have Ivy Sabanal. She's an independent candidate. Now, in Leyte, running for provincial board member in the 2nd district, we have Mr. Ben Tan Villegas, and we also have Attorney Felizarde Chu. Now, running for provincial board member in the 1st district of Leyte, we have Mr. Edward Colasito. Wow, ang galing talaga ng Arriba, no? More power and good luck.
Binabati ko po ang lahat ng taga-suporta ng BBM Sara Unit Team at kasapi ng KBL Arriba at Pvaid advocates at supporters sa kapulungan ito na manunumpa ng katapatan at suporta sa tambalang BBM Sara sa pagkapangulo at pangalawang pangulo ng ating bansa. Nakikiisa ang Pvaid Party List sa inyong mainit na suporta at hangaring ipanalo ang susunod na Pangulo at pangalawang Pangulo, Senador Bongbong Marcos at Mayora Sara Duterte Carpio. Bilang isang taga-suporta at nangangasiwa ng kanyang sekuridad at kaligtasan sa kasalukuyang BBM headquarters sa Mandaluyong, aking ipinagmamalaki ang bagay na ito at ito ay aking iniingatan bilang isang Pilipino. Sa kasalukuyan, ako po ay tumatakbo bilang isang first nominee ng Pvaid Party List na may numero 139 sa inyong balota. Ang Pvaid ay isang acronym na ang ibig sabihin ay People's Volunteer Against Illegal Drugs. Ito ay nagsisilbi sa ating komunidad ng mahigit na 6 na taon upang bigyang proteksyon ang bawat pamilyang Pilipino laban sa pagkalulong sa bawal na gamot. Kami po ay nagsusulong ng drug demand reduction gamit ang preventive education, values formation, at spiritual transformation para ilayo ang bawat pamilyang Pilipino sa panganib ng illegal na droga. Bilang isang nominado at kandidato sa ilalim ng Pvaid Party List, dala-dala ko rin ang Social Development Program kung saan naroon ang livelihood, youth leadership training, sports development, at anti-poverty program. Dala rin ng Pvaid Party List ang civic awareness and response bilang public image action ng aming partido, at dito makikita kung anong antas na ng pagbabago ang naabot ng ating bansa upang sawatain ang pagkauhaw sa bawal na gamot. Mahalaga para sa Pvaid Party List ang pagsasama-sama ng iba't ibang kilusan para labanan ang pagkauhaw sa bawal na gamot. At ito ang huling ng aming pagkilos at tinatawag namin alliances or people empowerment. Ating balikan ang Social Development Program kung saan aking binanggit ang livelihood. Aking hinihikayat ang lahat ng Kbl Arriba supporters na magtatag ng isang malakas na kooperatiba bilang isang bihikulo ng pag-aangat ng inyong kabuhayan. Ito po ang commitment ng Pvaid Party List sa inyong lahat, at ito rin ang aking lalagyan ng pondo para sa libreng hospitalization ng bawat kasapi ng inyong kooperatiba. Magsisilbi din pong batayan ang inyong kooperatiba ng panibagong pondo para sa libreng matrikula ng inyong mga anak at apo sa pampublikong paaralan. Ito po ay titiyakin sa inyo ng Pvaid Party List upang maiahon kayo sa kahirapan. Aking isinama ang libreng serbisyong legal para sa bawat pamilyang Pilipino na nangangailangan ng libreng abogado. Higit sa lahat, isinama rin ng Pvaid Party List ang libreng pabahay para sa mahihirap nating mga kababayan. Ang lahat ng aking binanggit ay sisimulang gampanan ng Pvaid Party List sa susunod na 19th Congress, at tinitiyak ko po sa inyo na hindi ko kayo bibiguin at hindi rin po kayo bibiguin ng Pvaid Party List. Ako po ay lumalapit sa inyo upang iboto ang Pvaid Party List na may numero 139 na matatagpuan sa ika-4 na hanay at ika-3 linya ng inyong mga balota. Isang party list lamang po sa bawat botante upang mabilang ang inyong boto sa Pvaid Party List. Maraming salamat po, at lubos po akong umaasa sa inyong boto at suporta para sa Pvaid Party List sa darating na Mayo 9. Mabuhay ang Pvaid Party List. Mabuhay ang Kbl Arriba, at mabuhay ang susunod na Pangulo at pangalawang Pangulo ng bansa, Ferdinand Romualdez Marcos Jr. at Sara Duterte Carpio. Mabuhay ang Pilipinas.
Diyos ang patnubay, Diyos ang naghahari sa ating lahat. Magandang buhay po sa ating lahat. Ako po ay si Ginoong Mauro de la Rosa Arce, Founder and President of MAU. Presidente po rin ako ng isang NGO of local steel manufacturers and a trustee of the United Port Users Confederation of the Philippines. At present, I am running for Congressman, District 2 of the City of Marikina, under the Kilusang Bagong Lipunan. Ako ay sumusuporta sa kandidatura ni Bongbong Marcos for President and Sara Duterte for Vice President. Ang ilan sa aking 10-point agenda para sa aking pagtakbo bilang Congressman ay ang pagpapalakas ng sektor ng agrikultura ng bansa, lalo na ang mabigyan ng magandang buhay ang ating mga magsasaka at ang kanilang pamilya. Pagpapaayos at improvement ng mga pasilidad ng mga pampublikang hospital, at once maayos natin ito, we will make it mandatory for all government officials and employees to only use public hospitals. We will also restructure salaries ng medical personnel para hindi na nila iiwan pa ang kanilang trabaho. Ang lahat ng public utilities ay ating ibabalik sa kontrol ng gobyerno para hindi na mahihirapan pa ang mga Pilipinong hirap na sa buhay. I will ensure the development of our local industries at local manufacturers sapagkat naniniwala ko sa kakayahan nilang mag-create o mag-generate ng mas maraming trabaho para sa mga manggagawang Pilipino. Hindi na nila kailangan pang umalis ng bansa at dahil dito, maiwasan natin ang pagkakawatak ng pamilyang Pilipino. No more broken families. Trabaho ang kailangan natin sa ngayon, lalo na't 2 taong tayong nag-suffer dahil sa COVID-19 pandemic. Standardization of the salaries ng lahat ng manggagawang Pilipino, whether working in the cities or in the provinces, dapat lang na pantay-pantay. At marami pa akong gustong may sakatuparan para sa ating bansa. Tulungan po ninyo ako na ma-achieve ang aking mga layunin ito para sa ating lahat. Kailangan po magtulungan tayo, magbayanihan tayong lahat para sa ating kaunlaran. Sakaling palarin ako at ang buong team ni BBM at Sara, sama-sama tayong makakabangon muli. Isang magandang buhay ang aking minimithi para sa ating lahat. Salamat
I'm
po.
Engineer Avito Tantingco Opiniano. I'm running for governor of the province of Leyte. I'm here to introduce myself to you and to support BBM Sara candidacy. My families and friends call me Avit. I'm from Pastrana, 2nd District of Leyte. By profession, I'm a licensed sanitary and civil engineer. This is my first bid for public office because Leyteños deserve better. For 33 years, 31.3% of our people from the peripheries of Leyte have remained to be poor with limited to no access to health care, clean environment, and economic progress. At present, Leyte has a total of 1,054,732 registered voters with an estimated 80% turnouts in the previous election. Leyte has an overwhelming support for BBM and Sara with a potential votes of 500 to 700,000. Importante ang pagkakaisa sa lahat ng bagay at pagkakataon. Kahit gaano kalakas at kagaling ang malaki, pag nag-iisa, bihado, mapapagod, manghihina, matatalo. Sa kabilang banda ng mga maliliit, pag nagsama-sama, lumalaki, lumalakas, tumitibay. Kaya na lang sa samahang Kbl Arriba Bbm Sara Movers, ang pagsasanib pwersa ng Marcos at Sara ay mas lalong nagpapalakas sa ating adhikaing isulong ang pagbabago at pagkakaisa ng mga Pilipino. Ang pagkikisa ko sa samahang Kbl Arriba Bbm Sara Movers ay nagpapalakas ng aking loob dahil kasama ko kayo. Lalaban at magtatagumpay tayo. Mahalin natin ang Pilipinas. Babangon bayan muli. Maraming salamat po.
Buenos dias, Attorney Kim Melago. I am a congressional candidate for District 2 of Zamboanga City. As a lawyer, I can help the BBM Sara team for during the election or even before the election from the city of Zamboanga, regional or even national pool. I have the experience of about 25 years of lawyering during elections. We can train poll watchers, and we have also capability of making a network of lawyers in Region 9. As a candidate, I have a campaign team. I have a propaganda team. We have the vehicles and the manpower to put tarpaulins, hand out posters, and other election paraphernalia. I have also organized Puruk level coordinators of about 400 to 500 people, which can help us during the day of the election. I also own a computer facility which has 30 computers with generators, and it's enclosed in one building. And all of this we offer to the BBM Sara team as part of my contribution to our victory. Thank you very much. Good day.
Hi, I'm back again. Back to you guys. Well, have you noticed something? A while ago, I was standing. Ngayon, nakaupo na ako. Medyo napagod ang lola nyo. Okay, let's go now. Let's proceed to the main event. Kbl Arriba Bbm Mass Oath Taking of Allegiance to KBL Kilusang Bagong Lipunan. Okay, well, I really consider it a great honor to welcome our special guest because we rarely get this kind of opportunity to listen to him. But before we take our oath, let's have the privilege of listening to the message of our KBL National President and Provincial Board Member of Ilocos Sur, no other than our Honorable Efren Rafanan.
I'm very sorry for the delay. At dahil nagmo-multitasking ako kasi sa kabila, there are more than 2,000 people here sa baba ko. Kanina pa kasi na alas 11. Nandito na po sila. Sabi ko, tapusin ko lang ang kanilang off-taking.
Kasi Efren.
Tapos lang ang kanilang off-taking. Opo. Yes. Can I continue?
Okay. Kanya pembuatan eh. Jeff SP.
Okay. Thank you. And I am very sorry for the delay. Anyway, kanina pa akong alas 11 na nakaparking dito. I'm one of the first 7 na naka-check-in na. Kaya lang na-request tayo sa program and I'm here back again. Before I will deliver my message, allow me to express my thanks to our President Founder, my esteemed friend, Dr. Ronald Cibrian, lahat po ng mga opisyalis po niya, lahat po ng mga founding members affiliated with Arriba. I would like also to appreciate the presence and all the help of Colonel Bonifacio of Pvaid, who also sponsored this program. And I would like to thank everybody from Region 1 to Region 17, and hindi lang Region 17 po, even abroad, nakikita ko ang dami at pwersa ng Arriba. At nakikita ko rin yung mga dati nag-affiliate sa KBL, they are also members affiliated with Arriba. I cannot forget also the presence of the PBMA here. I would love to meet them. I would like to see them, and I would love also to communicate with them because I really love this group and these people, the nice of Rizal, agricultural and labor. Lahat po sa inyo. I'm overwhelmed kanina sa mga presentations po ninyo. I'm overwhelmed sa dami po ng mga members natin at nakikita ko that even with this group alone, it is enough to transform this nation into a strong and great nation. And it is enough to make BBM win. Congratulations po sa inyong lahat sa ipinakita ninyong sakripisyo, sa ipinakita niyo pong tulong sa ating mahal na Pangulo. And what is the relevance of this, of taking, and what is the relevance of this meeting? I remember one says, isang philosopher sabi niya, a great vision and a great nation requires a great leader. And a great leader requires a great people. And great people requires a great suffering. Mga kaigsoon ko, mga kapatid ko, sa susunod na mga araw, we will be facing our conscience and the people, the Filipino people. The rights of suffrage. The rights of suffrage says it is the time when the people, the sovereign will of the people, nasa kanilang mga kamay. Probably, we have already experienced different kinds of government, different kinds of leader, different kinds ng pamumuno. But it seems that the people are not contented. There is that time in 1986 when some Filipino people overthrew the government, overthrew the president because gusto nilang mamuno dahil sa maling ideolohiya. They thought that the people, nanalo na sila. Pero ako'y naniniwala sa sinabi ni Douglas MacArthur, I shall return. Sabi rin ni President Marcos, hindi pa ako tapos. Babalik ako, sabi niya. Pala, hindi na siya babalik. But it is another Marcos that will return. Na siya po ang iginuhit ng tadhana. Sabi po ni Victor Hugo, a great philosopher, no force on earth can stop a man when his time has come. Walang lakas sa mundo na makakahadlang sa isang tao kung dumating na ang kanyang panahon. This year, the Philippines is the year of redemption, the year of vindication, and the year of justice. Finally, nakikita naman natin sa mga survey, if Marcos is the highest or siyang pinakamataas sa survey, consistent po yan. Hindi po kasalanan ni BBM. Hindi po kasalanan yung mga propagandista niya kung meron man. Hindi po kasalanan ni Bongbong at Sara. Kung ang mga tao'y sa isang survey, piling-pili na nila kung sinong susunod na presidente, blame it not to the candidate. Pero blame it sa mga nakaraang mga leader na hindi man lang nila pinagbigyan at tinupad ang pangako nila. This is a manifestation of anger, a manifestation of frustration of the people. Kaya mga kapatid ko sa Arriba at different organization, sabi nila, tapos na ang laban. By June 30, we'll have a new president and a vice president. And that new president is BBM, and that new vice president is Sara. But huwag po tayong magkampante. Ang hiling ko lang, manalangin po tayo We must pray for the safety of BBM. We must pray for the safety at yung sanctity ng ballot na huwag sanang galawin. And most of all, kahit man nasaktan tayo kay Presidente Digong sa nakaraan, we must pray for President Digong for his safety. Kasi baka yung mga nagplaplano, kasi kung wala na ang presidente ngayon na nasalukuyan, then you know now kung sinong susunod na upo by the law of succession. Hindi naman po sana mangyayari yun. Today, let me remind you a prayer. Sabi po, Lord, I'll come to this world but once. Any good thing or any kindness that I can do to my country, let me do it now. For I shall never pass this way again. Kami po ni Colonel Bonifacio, kami po ni Dr. Sebrian, senior citizen na kami. And 6 years from now, when we will be electing a new president, baka mahina na kami. Ewan ko kung buhay po kami. But we will never leave this Philippines na hindi man lang magbago. We will never leave the Philippines sa kamay ng hindi matinong leader. If we will leave this country, if we will leave this nation, at ibalik namin ang buhay namin sa Panginoon, we see to it that we will leave a legacy that will transform and that will give a better future for our children. Kami pong mga matatanda na, tayo pong mga leader, nakita na po natin ang nakaraan for 40 years. Nag-survive po tayo. Pero nakita ninyo kung paano inapi at pinahirapan ng mga Pilipino. Today, this election, the relevance of this election is kailangan mamili na po tayo ang tamang leader, tamang mamuno. Naniniwala ko sa kasabihan sa Big Biblia. If the king is righteous, the people will rejoice. But if the king is wicked, the people will perish. Kung ang mapipiling mamumuno, siya'y matino, masaya at maunlad ang mga tao. But if the people, or if the king, ay hindi matino, kawawa ang mga tao. Let us then work hand in hand. Na tayo po'y magkaisa. 3 months from now, we will be working hard to fight for the president. Alam ko nandito kayo lahat because we are one in soul. We are one in spirit. And we are one with our choice. And our choice is BBM and Sara. Salamat po. Maraming salamat po sa inyong pagtulong. Ako po'y wala na rin puya. Nandito ako ngayon sa Calvario, waiting here thousands of people. Kahapon nasa Katarman ako. The other day nasa Vigan City ako. Tomorrow nasa Quezon City ako. I will not stop because this is my only contribution para magkaroon ng magandang legacy na iwanan ko sa aking mga anak at sa mga apo. And in closing, sabi doon ni Ralph Waldo Emerson, not gold, but only men can make a nation great and strong. Men who for truth and honor's sake stand fast and suffers long. Brave men who work while others sleep, who days while others shine. Alam kong kailangan ninyo ngayon, kailangan natin ng pera, kailangan natin ng mobilization, kailangan natin ng collaterals. I know your needs. But I'll tell you, yan sa puso ng mga tao nandito na po ang nakatarpulin na po sa kanilang puso. Yan po, hindi po nagsisinungaling ang manifestation wherein kahit saan ka lugar pupunta, BBM Sara ang kanilang sinisigaw. Pati mga politiko ngayon, noon walang paposta kay BBM. Pero nung nagbandwego ng BBM ngayon, karamihan sa mga maglalaban na gobernador BBM na. Maglalaban ng mga mayor BBM na. Bihira na lang po ang hindi BBM. What I mean, naniniwala na sila sa mga ipinapakitang pagmamahal ng tao kay BBM. So today, as we gather today in this Zoom meeting, wag po kaya tayo magkampante, dagdagan pa natin ang panalo, parang diferensya kahit magdagdag bawas man ang Smartmatic, panalo pa rin ang ating Pangulo. Congratulations to all your sacrifices. Congratulations, Dr. Roldan Cebrian and your co-founders and your officers. Congratulations to the regional officers. Congratulations to all the sectoral groups affiliated with Arriba and affiliated with Kbl. I am proud to tell you that we are a part of those people who make supreme sacrifices to make this country great again. By this time, allow me to conduct the oath of allegiance and membership with KBL. Sa mga gustong sasapi sa KBL, bakit kailangan pang KBL? Kasi political party ito para magkaroon din kayo ng karapatan na magiging poll watcher at official responsibility. You will be issued an ID through your leaders. We will send it to you, the identification card, that ito po ang sinyal. Ito po ang inyong kayamanan na kayo ay kabahagi sa pagbabago ng bansang Pilipinas. Will you please allow me to conduct the taking ceremony now? Dr. Roldan Cebrian, please. Doctor, can we conduct now the oath-taking ceremony? RMC, please. Pwede na? Okay.
Okay, we have now Honorable Efren Fernand for our oath of allegiance.
Thank you, Ma'am. Ma'am Laila, thank you.
Okay,
Please
you're
raise your
welcome,
right
sir.
hand and follow after me. I, your name and position.
I, Secretary, Chairman of Calabarzon.
Affirm my membership with KBL.
Affirm my membership with KBL.
Affirm my membership with KBL.
Vow that I will help in the fulfillment of its mission and vision.
That I have in the fulfillment of this mission and vision.
For the country.
For this country.
And the Philippine people.
And the Philippine people.
To make this nation great again.
To make this nation grow.
I pledge allegiance to the Constitution of the Republic of the Philippines.
I pledge allegiance to the Constitution of the Republic of the Philippines.
And all the laws and ordinances enforced by the duly constituted authorities.
And of course, by the duly constituted authorities.
I further declare my unending love to my country.
I fondly declare my love for our country.
The Filipino people and the Almighty.
The Filipino people and the Almighty.
I am at all times loyal to the organization.
I stay loyal to the organization.
Respectful to my officers and co-members.
Respectful to my officers and co-members.
And have propagated patriotism.
And have propagated patriotism.
Nationalism.
Not communism.
Practice and propagate.
Practice and propagate.
the Filipino value of bayanihan,
the simple value of bayanihan,
love,
love,
charity, and unity.
and unity.
Above all,
For all,
I will uphold and treasure my honor,
true to my color,
dignity,
dignity,
and integrity.
and integrity.
So help me God.
So
So help
help
me
me God.
Maraming salamat po and congratulations.
Thank you po,
Kaisa na po
Sir
kayo sa
Rodan.
KBL. Thank you,
po.
thank you. Mabuhay si BBM sa Sara. And please don't forget
Yes.
our Senator sa KBL, Attorney Larry Gadon. Please. Thank you, Dr. Roldan. Thank you to all the officers. Thank you to all the regional officers of the different region. Thank you to all the sectoral group affiliated with Arriba. Thank you sa PBay, si Colonel Bonifacio, for your generous help to this Arriba. Maraming salamat po at magkikita na po tayo sa Luneta sa June 30 South Taking ni BBM at saka si Sara. Mabuhay po kayo. This nation can be great again. Thank you, thank you. Maraming salamat po.
On behalf of KBL Arriba and Pvaid, would like to express our gratitude to Honorable M. Fanan for officiating our oath of allegiance to KBL. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you. Salamat.
Hello, dear wonderful friends. For our closing remarks, let's please welcome Dr. Roldan Sebrian. Hello, dear wonderful friends.
Good afternoon. It is a great pleasure to say a few words at the end of this Zoom meeting. I am very grateful for the opportunity to have our organization sponsor this great event. This is the first time we have organized such a virtual Zoom meeting. Our organization is a support group, mainly for the candidacy of BBM for president and Sara for vice president. We have also included our moral and political support through our votes for members, our candidates at the local levels, be it congressional, provincial, municipal, and party list. The 2022 elections is fast approaching, barely 2 months from now. I am asking everyone that we take a strong, passionate, unified move toward working together for the victory of our national candidates, Bongbong for president and Sara for vice president. It has also moved together for the victory of our local candidates in the congressional, provincial, municipal, as well as Colonel Rodrigo Bonifacio, the first nominee, and other nominees of People's Volunteer Against Illegal Drugs. We as an organization are coming together in the spirit of volunteerism to move together as one, to work for the victory of our candidates in order to establish better changes in leadership and for economic and political stability and security of our country. This is a call for social responsibility. I wish to commend you all for having made time out from your busy personal, professional, and campaign schedules just to attend this important meeting. I would like to thank the wonderful people who spoke and performed this afternoon. You are a part of the success of this meeting. I would like to express my warmest thanks to Mami Losilita Dizon, Honorable Glenda Ecleo, Honorable Gwendolyn Ecleo Pulse, Honorable Geraldine Jade Ecleo, Mr. Katandihan, Mr. Papa Romeo Milicio, Mr. Noel Ray Raganas, Second Lieutenant Abraham Ecleo, Mr. Renaldo Lisondra, Mr. Dimasua Dimapuro, Mr. Rasul Panda, Mr. Fernando Alvarez, Mr. Mauricio Arce, Attorney Kim Ilago, Engineer Avito Opiniano, Mrs. Marlene Sulayaw, Mr. Caroni Dalida, Dr. Norbert Pagaspas, Dr. Dali Verake, all leaders and supporters. Special thanks to our President, Madam Laila Alijo Flores, Mr. Paul Magat, Zone Controller, Ms. Gloria Gariando, Consultant, and Vice President for Region 8, Kbl Arriba Bbm Sara Movers, Colonel Rodrigo Bonifacio, Founding Chairman and first nominee of People's Volunteer Against Illegal Drugs, party list. He is very kind and generous. Pinahiram tayo ng Zoom platform at broadband. Honorable Efren Rafanan, President of KBL. Without their assistance, this Zoom meeting would have not been possible to arrange. And most of all, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you very much, God Almighty. Mabuhay ang Kbl Arriba Bbm Sara Movers. Mabuhay tayong lahat at mabuhay ang Pilipinas.
Wow, that's great. Thank you, Dr. Roldanza Bryant, for that wonderful closing remarks.
Closing song, If We Hold On Together, a community singing to be led by our President, Madam Laila Alijo Flores.
Don't be sing all. We hold on together.
Our dreams will never die. Dreams see us through to forever. Where clouds roll by. For you. And I walk in the wind, but learn how to play. Seek out a star, don't walk away. Fiery mountain, there is a fountain, washes our hearts cold.
hold together. If we hold on together, I know our dreams never die. Dreams deep as
When we are out there in the dark, we'll dream about a song. In the dark, we'll feel the night, warm our hearts, everyone.
if we hold on together.
Our dreams will never die. Sing us through to forever. The sky is so still fly. The clouds roll by for you and
Maraming salamat, Madam Laila Alejo Flores. Maraming salamat sa lahat.
Hi. Well, for our closing prayer, let's please welcome Dr. Panda.
Ladies and gentlemen, we shall have now the closing Islamic prayer. O Allah, protect us from our front, behind us, from our right and our left, and from above us, and we seek refuge in your magnificence from being taken away from beneath us. Through your being merciful, grant us victory, because the victory of BBM Sara Tandem is a victory of the Filipino people and for a prosperous nation. Amen.
Hi, let's have another closing prayer from Pastor Jerry Gaviola.
Most gracious Heavenly Father, in the name of the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, we come into your holy presence, humbly asking your blessing for these two persons working together for the sake of Filipino people, Bongbong Marcos and Sara Duterte. May you grant their desire to BBM as our president and Sara as our vice president to the Filipino people. Heavenly Father, you saw how rightful persons were BBM and Sara to lead all Filipino people. Allow them to become our president and vice president in the Philippines. Heavenly Father, I pray also to all Filipino people around the world that you may touch our hearts to be united, that this coming election, BBM and Sara will receive a full support from all Filipino people around the world. I also pray what we have learned today will not become void. Bind our hearts and minds to help BBM and Sara to become our very own president and vice president. In behalf of all Filipino around the world who are listening to this Zoom meeting, I commit all these prayers in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor Jerry Gaviola, for that wonderful closing prayer.
Hello. Thank you so much, Dr. Panda, for that beautiful closing prayer. At maraming salamat po kay Honorable Efren Rafanan. At syempre, I would like to thank also special thanks to Colonel Bonifacio, who is so generous enough to share with us the Zoom platform. Maraming salamat, Colonel. And to our Zoom controller, Thank you so much, Mr. Paul Magat. And of course, to our KBL Arriba candidates, maraming salamat sa support ninyo kay BBM at Sara. And syempre, maraming salamat sa inyong lahat, especially to our KBL Arriba BBM Sara Mover Chairman, Dr. Roldan Sebrayan. Maraming salamat po. Thank you so much. It's nice to see you again. Bye.